Afternoon, sir.
Please sit down. Room, I looked at the appointment board, and it's clear that you are the 22nd Chief of the Air Staff. And for the number of years I spent in the academy, I have worked so far with 12 Chiefs of Air Staff from 1993. So I always feel like I'm back home. Now, thirdly, I would like to commend the Nigerian Air Force for the cooperation in the area of election security and logistics support for the timely delivery of materials during general elections, off-cycle elections, by-elections, supplementary elections, and rerun elections. I want to place on record the neutrality and professionalism of the Nigerian Air Force in particular, and the armed forces in general, in discharging your responsibilities. There has been no unhappy incidents or compromise on the part of your officers and men. This weekend, the Commission will conduct by-elections and rerun elections in 26 states of the Federation. In 9 states, 2 senators, 4 members of the House of Representatives, and 3 members of state houses of assembly will be elected in by-elections to replace members who passed on or resigned their memberships of the national and state assemblies. In other states, rerun elections will take place at designated constituencies or polling units as ordered by the election petition appeal tribunals. In all, the elections will fill vacancies in 3 senatorial districts, 17 federal and 28 state constituencies spread across 80 local government areas, 575 registration areas or wards, and 8,934 polling units, involving 4,904,627 registered voters, out of which 4,613,291 have collected their permanent voters cards, the PVCs. In handling such a huge national assignment, the Commission cannot do it alone. That is why we seek to mobilize every national asset, including the Nigerian Air Force. It is a realization of this objective that the law empowers the Commission to seek the support of security, intelligence, and law enforcement agencies in the delivery of materials and the protection of election officials, as clearly provided for in Section 27, subsection 3 of the Electoral Act 2022. The elections are holding this weekend. Working with the Central Bank of Nigeria, materials are being delivered to many locations. However, given the size and distance of some constituencies, we seek the support of the Nigerian Air Force to expeditiously deliver materials to 3 locations in the northeast, southeast, and the southwest geopolitical zones of the country. We have already intimated the Chief of the Air Staff of the specific locations, and later today will provide the tonnage of the materials to facilitate the airlift. The evacuation of the materials from the focal airports to the states where elections will hold will be handled by the Commission and the Central Bank of Nigeria, as has been the standard practice. Thereafter, the inspection and movement of all materials to the various local government areas and beyond will be done with the full participation of all stakeholders, particularly agents of political parties and candidates, observers, and the media, in a transparent manner. So once again, we look forward to yet another seamless collaboration with the Nigerian Air Force. I thank you, the Chief of the Air Staff, for the audience and support, and God bless the Nigerian Air Force that has remained ever willing, able, and I believe ready. Thank you very much.
Incidentally, INEC is the first governmental organization to pay us a visit this year. So I'll just start by saying a very happy and prosperous 2024 to the chairman and members of his entourage. The chairman, ladies and gentlemen, our beloved country, Nigeria, stands out as a shining example for other nations of the world and is well renowned as the largest economy and democracy in Africa. The success of our democracy has been underpinned by strong institutions such as the Independent National Electoral Commission through their activities, by working tirelessly to ensure that all Nigerians have the opportunity to elect leaders of their choice in free and fair elections. The invaluable contributions of the INEC distinguishes democracy as a form of governance unparalleled in its commitment to the people. Furthermore, it lends credence to the slogan that democracy is the best form of government known to man. I would like to commend Mr. Chairman also for the numerous initiatives which have occurred under your watch, and some of these include voter registration, introduction of new technologies, voter education and sensitization, as well as post-election reviews. Another laudable achievement of the chairman I would like to add is the 2022 Electoral Act, which introduced a lot of reforms, amongst other advantages of which was, to ensure increased transparency and credibility in the whole of our electoral process. So we identify with the chairman and then commend their efforts in all these reforms and initiatives. Talking about the relationship between the INEC and the Nigerian Airforce, I think we have come a very long way in the mutual interests of both organizations. I remember, even as a young pilot, I've done a lot of, and so it is with a lot of the officers here, senior ones. We have done a lot of flights for the INEC, let me put it that way. And, at some point, there was one election year, we were flying almost every hour of every day. That is from 12 midnight, 1 a.m., till the following day. And so it brings back, a lot of good memories, albeit sometimes difficult. So I think the relationship has been anchored on our shared objectives, which are geared towards ensuring that good governance, stability, and rule of law are entrenched throughout our dear country. We therefore see this visit as a commitment by the Commission to ensuring that the bonds between the two organizations are further strengthened. So thank you very much for coming. Now, the chairman, gentlemen, we are also aware that the conduct of elections is largely also dependent or hinged on the provision of very robust security, as well as very effective logistics process. The Nigerian Air Force has been INEC's dependable partner in both areas, in the provision of security as well as rapid airlift of electoral materials to all parts of the country. I think we have done that very well in the past. I think the Nigerian Air Force deserves a round of applause. like you have heard from the chairman, we have done that over the years in a very transparent and credible way and in a very commendable way. Thank you very much. I want to assure you that we remain willing, able, and ready to continue supporting INEC as we have always done in the past. However, at the moment, now I see we have to move election materials, which are going to, the elections are going to take place over the weekend. We have a couple of, challenges in terms of serviceability. So the point here is that we need to have information earlier so that we can plan and make sure that these election materials arrive where they are needed, well ahead of time. When we get very short notices and because of challenges of serviceability and other logistical support also within our own system, it makes it a bit difficult to, so we get very anxious because we know we have to deliver these materials. We must be able to deliver before the elections take place. And so we get very anxious and it puts us on the edge. So we'll appreciate if we get this information a bit ahead of time. So we plan and then we can rest assured that everything we have or you have will be delivered at the right place at the right time. So I would like to also seize this opportunity to remind the chairman that there are some outstanding bills from past flights that the Air Force has conducted for the INEC, and the bills are yet to be cleared. The settlement of those bills,
But not by INEC.
well, party to the settlement. Anyway, so once again, I want to express my gratitude to the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission.
Okay. No.
For coming all the way to visit us today. I believe that this encounter will serve as a platform for even greater cooperation and synergy between the Nigerian Air Force and INEC. We are excited about the possibilities that lie ahead and the positive impact that we can collectively make to make Nigeria stand strong as the giant of Africa. To ensure that you achieve the mandate of INEC as effectively and as efficiently as possible.
Did I do the same? Commissioners,